Let's see what he's doing.
Oh, it says stand by.
Welcome to Channel 18, and today we have the Harwich Conservation Trust with us. And first on my far right is Matt Cannon. He's the coordinator for the outside. And then overall, the executive director is Michael Lax, and he's here on my immediate right. And we're going to start with the birds this year,
Yes.
this time.
Well,
and you have a session coming up with birding?
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, as everybody's sort of noticed, as the daylight becomes longer and the weather improves, we've got a lot of migrating songbirds offering a lot of different calls and song throughout the landscape. And of course, at these wonderful places that have been preserved, thanks to widespread community support for Harwich Conservation Trust land saving work, we've got some terrific sanctuaries for these birds. So what we're offering is for folks to have a chance to learn a little bit more about birding skills. We're calling it a Birding for Beginners workshop.
Oh, very good.
It's on Sunday, May 29th. We have it a little bit on the earlier side than we usually have some of these outdoor excursions. This is at 8 a.m.
Well, the birds get up a little bit.
That's right. They get up long before that, as many of you know, sometimes right at around 5 a.m. or even sooner, some of them. But there's still a number around at that hour of the day. So 8 a.m., you have to register in advance. It is there's a cost to it at $15 per person. People can register online, pay online by credit card at our website, harwichconservationtrust.org. It's right at our largest preserve, the Robert F. Smith Coldbrook Preserve, right in the heart of Harwichport. You'll see some photos of the different kinds of birds. Look at those bluebirds there. Male bluebird on the lower part of your frame and a female bluebird. You can see the difference in plumage there, feather coloration. They're perched on nest box. There's a black-capped chickadee, our state bird here in Massachusetts, caught in flight. Amazing, look at that. Our volunteer photographer and bird nest box monitor is Janet DiMattia. We have a number of volunteer nest box monitors who visit these nest boxes spread throughout the Coldbrook Preserve, the town's Texera Conservation Lands, and the town's Thompson's Field Conservation Lands. That happens to be a tree swallow in flight, leaving the nest box. Look at that photo, isn't that amazing? The bright white underparts and the iridescent blue-green back and sides, just incredible. Some tree swallows with nesting material. And there we have a male bluebird as well with some insect prey, bringing it back to the nestlings. But anyways, you will see tree swallows and bluebirds in flight and at these nest boxes at our Coldbrook Preserve as part of this birding workshop. And you can learn identifying field characteristics such as body shape, bill size, behavior patterns, all of which can help one identify the species of bird. But it's a wonderful site. Matt Cannon, our land stewardship coordinator, is always busy at that site, making sure it's up to speed with trails and keeping invasive plants in check as well as other areas. And we have one of our main events there later this fall, right?
Well, are you able to learn when they're crying for food, what that is?
You might hear some nestlings. There have been a number of nesting reports furnished by our bird nest box monitors. We're not going to get too close to the nest boxes because we want to avoid disturbing them at that sort of sensitive stage of their life cycle. But you can hear them at times. They're very vocal when they're hungry, as youngsters can be. So you never know what you're going to see out there or hear.
Okay. I always wonder about that because there are birds outside my back door, and every once in a while you hear one that just seems to be cranking away, and you wonder, is he hungry?
Right, probably.
Yeah, you never know.
Right.
But I just didn't know whether you could tell different birds have different calls for hunger.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
At the workshop, they might be able to answer. I don't know.
That's right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go to the workshop.
Certainly, the adults calling you can distinguish by species by virtue of different adult calls. But that's an interesting question. Do the young nestlings or fledglings have differentiating calls at that early life stage? Good question, Paul.
So, you know, they say that animals have a way to communicate with us. And
Right.
maybe they do too.
Sure enough. Yeah.
So, now we had the herring wren.
Then we moved to fish. Yeah,
Fish.
from birds to fish, and
Well, this is a big thing every year, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our herring count, the herring many of them are falling back now, so they've already made a 7-mile journey from the Nantucket Sound all the way up past West Reservoir, up to Hinckley's Pond, maybe to Seymour, then Long Pond. And there's the map for you. So that's about a 7-mile journey, that winding herring river that you see ending up in Long Pond or Seymour's Pond. And this year, there was an automatic counter put in by the Division of Marine Fisheries, right kind of in the middle at the West Reservoir. If any of you have been to Bell's Neck, you may have seen it this year. And that complemented our volunteer count that we do at Hinckley's Pond. And that automatic counter, I believe, is up to about 350,000 or so. It counted this year. And that, on average, is a pretty high run. You'll see some images here of kind of what they look like from atop. You still can see them. They're falling back, as I mentioned. They already spawned for the season, many of them. And now they're heading back out to sea to live the rest of their lives. And then they'll come back again next spring and spawn and do the whole thing over. So it's been an interesting spring. I think the numbers show that they're doing okay, but historically they're still very much down from the large numbers that they used to be.
Now, are they down from last year?
We don't actually know, because our volunteer count, we get it estimated. There's a formula it goes into. So that hasn't been done yet. But
you haven't done that yet.
the automatic counter has given us a number which shows it's, probably a little higher than last year. But we won't know probably till the fall.
Now, how about females? Are they plentiful in the group, do you know?
I actually don't know the difference of gender in the fish.
Gender in the fish, yeah.
That's a good question.
And how do you tell?
Yeah.
I would never know. Yeah.
But we're lucky to have that automatic counter. That'll give us a lot of good data to see what's going on with this run in particular, and so we can help protect it.
Now, when do you have your run?
Sorry?
When will you have your
Data.
data?
Our count ends June 1st. It's April 1st to June 1st.
Oh,
we
so
have
it's
volunteers
going on now.
counting. It's still going on, and I was out there yesterday. There's still fish heading up to spawn. So, over the next couple months, we'll compile all the data and send it to the state into their formula, and then we'll compare the automatic counter versus our volunteer count and see what the difference is.
I know it's an important fish.
Oh, for sure.
Very
Keystone
Like
species.
Keystone, yeah. And for feed as well as whatever this is.
Well, many,
count.
yes,
The
many
count.
recreationally and commercially caught finfish will feed on river herring, bluefish,
Right.
striped bass. So
Osprey, the
osprey, yeah. So it's really an important, this species in particular, not only intrinsically for itself to survive and
Right.
thrive, but also part of a larger ecosystem and food web.
And that's what we need.
Yes.
Food web. Okay. Well, next we're going to move to hats. Is that right?
Yes,
This
now we get to the hats. You see I'm sporting this. Look at this. Isn't this a stylish hat? And now this is Harwich Conservation Trust caps, just in time to keep you in the shade from the summer sun. Look at these wonderful colors we've got here. These are essentially a great way for us to raise some funds and for folks to have something fun with our logo and name on it. And on the back, it even says Cape Cod. How about that?
It's a little
that
big.
Looks,
Yeah.
that looks good
It's a little
on you.
big,
Good.
though.
Oh, we can adjust it. No problem. Or give you a haircut, or let you grow more hair. Maybe that would help. So, yeah, we've got some great colors here. You can stop by our office in South Harwich. If you don't know how to find us, give us a call at 432-3997, or you can order them online through our website, harwichconservationtrust.org. But they just came in, and I should say manufactured right here in Harwich by Cape Cod Embroidery.
Oh,
So
very
it was
nice.
nice for us to stay local, the local company. They're great to work with, and they've always done our hats. So it's just another great way for
How many do you
folks
have?
to support us. We've got about 6 dozen, and basically in the colors that you see here. This is actually an older version from several years ago, but you can see how they hold up. You know, they're very durable.
Yes. If you hold on to them.
Good value. Yeah.
That's
So-
always one of the problems.
Get them while they're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you've got 1, 2, 3. These all different colors?
Yes, yeah.
6 different colors?
6 different colors. We even have a few white colors,
white. Is this white?
hats with the dark green color of the emblem on the logo on the front. So I didn't bring that one, but you can imagine just a real nice pure white color hat as
So
well.
you can get your choice.
Yes. Don't wait. I feel like I'm on like a QVC or some kind of home
There you go.
shopping
Home
network
shopping.
channel.
Are you going to have anybody other than you people selling these hats?
Well, it's just going to be when we have events or people learning that we have these hats available, stopping by the office. So that's really the main way we'll reach out to folks.
Very good. Now,
We hope this will go viral on the web and internationally with your program.
Oh,
so
good.
that's
All
what
right.
we're counting on that.
very
Paul.
good. Well,
right.
we hope it works for you. And for us, too. So, and the last thing you have is the moon and the sun. That's interesting.
The moon and the sun. Can you imagine? What could we possibly be tying into the moon and the sun?
Yeah.
Well, get this. We're going to host a walk that's called Native Nightlife Walk. And look at this full moon there. These 2 photos you're going to see are, again, taken by one of our all-star volunteer photographers. All these photos we share, look at that, beautiful sunset. I almost need some sunglasses to look at that. Are taken by our volunteer photographers. These 2 taken by Gus Romano. Now, what do these 2 have in common, the moon and the sun? Well, we're offering a walk in conjunction with walk leaders Todd Kelly, who's a 12th generation Cape Codder, and Marcus Hendricks, who is a Native American of Nipmuc and Wampanoag heritage, co-leading a walk on June 18th at twilight, roughly 5:30 to 7:30. Right around the time of the strawberry moon, which is the full moon name in June. So June 18th is a Saturday evening. You can learn more at our website, harwichconservationtrust.org. But what could we possibly be talking about with native nightlife? Before
That's
your
right.
imagination runs away with you, we are going to talk about Native American cultural traditions in the twilight, nighttime part of the day, as well as some of the habits and activities of wildlife that are busy at that twilight time of day, called crepuscular activity. That's the animal behavior that happens at twilight, at actually dawn or dusk. That sort of shoulder time between daylight and nighttime is called the crepuscular activity. Nocturnal activity would be during the night.
Right.
So we're going to share more about what is going on in the world of wildlife at that time as well. Where is this going to take place? Well, we're going to have this in Eastham. So we're venturing out beyond the borders of Harwich, all the way to Eastham, to the Cape Cod National Seashore. And it's a way to also celebrate the 100th anniversary of the U.S. National Park Service. We know the National Seashore is our very own national park right here on Cape Cod. So we're partnering with the Eastham Conservation Foundation, which is our sister land trust in Eastham, to offer this walk. It's $15 per person. We think it'll be really fun and informative for everybody who signs up. Again, details at our website. but it's something new and different, and I think it'll just be a really exciting opportunity.
Now, is between here and Eastham, is Chatham and Orleans, are they going to be involved in the same walk?
No, we are partnering with Chatham and Orleans. Great, you mentioned that. Good segue. We are partnering with them again this fall, actually a few Sundays in September, on another Native American walk series called Exploring the Monomoic Territory.
Oh, okay.
So we will be having a site for each of those 3 Sundays, one in Harwich, one in Chatham, one in Orleans. But you'll see more details on that walk series coming up.
Okay.
September is a long way off.
So this is just between you and Eastham?
That's right, because the site itself in the Cape Cod National Seashore on June 18th is in Eastham. So
Yes.
we're partnering with them on this.
Oh,
It's going to be really great.
Yeah, sounds good.
And you can buy a hat. Yeah.
Above all, please buy a hat. Well, thank you very much for coming again.
Thank
It's
you.
great to
Thanks,
have you.
Paul. Yeah, appreciate it.